I want you to want, what I want you to feel. But it's like no matter what I do, I can't convince you to just believe this is real. So let go, watching you turn your back like you always do. Face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got. I can't feel the way I did before. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be ignored. Time won't take this damage anymore. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be ignored. I'm a little bit insecure, a little unconfident, cause you don't understand to do what I can, but sometimes I don't make sense. What you never want to say, but I've never had a doubt. It's like no matter what I do, I can't convince you for once just to hear me out. So let go, watching you turn your back like you always do. Face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got.
It's showtime.
Okay guys, welcome back. You are watching the STPL. My name is Kix. I'm your host. I did it again. Host, cast and organizer of the fine STPL. You are watching Media versus BuLL at the moment, and we are just about to go into our second game of this evening. There is another series coming up after this as well, so regardless of how this series ends, don't go anywhere, because we'll have Seoul versus IRP coming up next. So let's throw it on over to introduce our second set of players in this series. Okay, so for Media, we have one of their Protoss players. It's gonna be Future. Now, Future been a lot more active recently. He's done an incredible job on ladder and everything. He streams a lot as well, so do check out his stream if you can. And he's a really cool guy as well. He retweeted my tweet about the event, so huge props to him. But he did win his first game for Media. Was one of the major players in getting them into that ace match against Naz. And it looks like he is going to try and do the same here. He's won his first game. He won a One sec. Sorry about that, guys. My throat decided it'd be a really good idea to have a choking fit just then. So that's where I disappeared to. But it's going to be Future for Media, and his opponent once again with a debut match. He did actually sub for someone. It's going to be William. Now, William is a Zerg player. Now, I'm not sure if it's William or Willian. I think it's Willian, and I need to update my overlay. So I'm going to call him Willian, but the overlay will say William. Don't mind me. I must have written it down wrong when I was told by Dio who he was. So one thing to note of him is it is his debut game. He's going to look to put a win for BuLL on the table. Of course, this is a best of 5. There's 3 possible games after this one as well, but it's very, very important to not let your team get into that 2-0 deficit, as it becomes ultimately harder and there's ultimately more pressure put on your other teammates. But let's have a look at what map they're going to be playing on now. It's going to be, I believe, the second time we've seen it in the STPL, but a lot of you may have seen it a lot more recently, as it is in the KSL map pool and also in the ladder map pool as well, as of the latest patch. A very cool 3-player map. Used to be very heavily Protoss favoured, but more recently Zergs have been doing a lot better on it, especially in CVP. As you can see in Clash for Char and STPL, Zerg are actually 4-2 up against Protoss, so Future may have his work cut out from here as we move into the second game of the series between Media Future and BuLL William. Let's head on over to the game and let's get started. Okay, and this time starting us off in the left-hand position, we do have the blue Zerg fighting. The blue Zerg fighting for BuLL. It's going to be Willian. Now his opponent starting off in the right-hand position. I think I put 5 o'clock in the overlay. Maybe I didn't. Either way, it's going to be his opponent fighting for media. It's going to be Future. Yeah, I think I did 5 and 7. I'm going to upgrade that to 4 and 8 because that's definitely 4 and 8. That's not 5 and 7, man. But yeah, we do have Future over here. Obviously, very cool map. Low ground main's one of the first maps to do this outside of Byzantium. So, Actec was used in the 2010 Shinhan Bank Pro League, which is, in case you haven't realized where I got the name for the STPL, the Shinhan Tank. The reason why it's the Shinhan Tank is it started off as like a fantasy tournament, where you played as players from the 2010 SPL and the teams as well, but for the 2018-19 season, I decided to change that because it was an organizational nightmare for the players. They found it impossible to find their opponents, and it was just a pain. So, to make it a little bit easier for everyone, I decided to remove the anonymity, and it hasn't removed any of the excitement. Some very, very well-matched teams. So we do have a 9 call coming up for Willian here, which is different to how we saw Machine play before. Of course, this is a ZVP. A little bit better to go 9 pull these days, just because Gate First is so popular. But it looks like we're going to have a Forge First here by Future. And apparently I'm saying a lot of words per minute. I don't even realize I'm doing it. Maybe that's why I kill my voice. But that's just part of my Britishness. We talk fast sometimes. Either way, it looks like the probe's just trying to be very, very annoying. Just trying to block the hatchery for as long as possible. And if he can, force the Zerg to try and take a mineral only as his natural, which isn't something he wants to do. But it looks like Willian has done a good enough job pushing that probe away and will eventually get that hatchery down. And that's going to be pretty good for him. Now, we do have the probe just in the base. Going to scout that there is a spawning pool already. We'll only see 2 lings, which means he can get away with just 1 cannon. So it looks like he went Nexus, Cannon, Gateway. Fairly standard. Now, an interesting choice of a wall here by Future. Now, obviously, a little bit harder to wall on this. You can get a Zealot and a Zealot. I guess that's what he's going for. I don't think the gateway to the right of the Forge is tight, but I can never remember Protoss walls. We're going to have the 3rd hatchery coming up by Willian at his mineral only. Now this is it's more of a modern style to go for a close 3rd in ZVP. Now, ZVP was heavily influenced by He Who Shall Not Be Named Savior back in like the 2008-2009 era, because he taught Zergs how to take another natural and take the other main incredibly quickly, taking them up to 4 base. But in modern PvZ or modern CVP, we see a lot more Hydra builds. And aggressive builds do lead you to having a better chance at keeping your 3rd alive if you've got it close by. It does make it a little bit harder for Ser DT to do too much damage, as all of your bases are quite condensed together, and you don't need as much stack defense, which is kind of important these days. We're going to have the Cybernetic core coming up for Future, so nothing too crazy going on back in his base. Now they're coming up for Willian off of his 3 hatcheries, so it means we're likely not going to see a 3-hatch Hydra all in. Could be for that Spire to deal with any possible Corsairs will be coming out. It's a little bit too early to see whether or not that's going to be the case, but interestingly in PvZ so far in the STPL, especially round 2, we've not seen that many Corsairs being built. Now he is going to try and go for a bit of Zealot aggression. He knows there's very few lings still, and this could catch Future off guard, but Future does have that Overlord. I'm not sure if it quite saw the ramp depending on whether or not we see any Lings being added on. It looks like we do have some Lings added on, so he does know that this is a very big possibility, and Future doing an incredibly good job keeping this probe alive, by the way, guys. This is so difficult to do. Like, I struggle so much keeping my worker alive. I know SCVs aren't as, like, durable as probes are when they're coming up against Lings, just because probes can regen. But still, it's an incredible job, and it looks like Future just trying to be annoying, gonna sit here on this ramp, try and get the best possible engagement he can. But of course this does mean his Zealots aren't back at home, so looks like Willian is going to go for a counter. Now, is there actually enough to defend here? This could be pretty dangerous. Or is he going to try and oust the Zealots from the ramp? Well, it looks like he's going to try and go in for the Zealots. He's seen them moving forward. He knows they're no longer protected. And that's a great surround on these Zealots. Going to do a lot of damage. Only 2 Lings going down there for the cost of 200 minerals of Zealots. Not the best, well, not the best trade there. But looks like we do have Stargate coming up with Corsairs as well. Another 3 gateways being added on. And Future looks to want to take it to a more stable, more normal mid-game. Now, interestingly, we see a Dragoon out already by Future. This isn't very common, it's better to just keep building Zealots, but it looks like he wanted to try and get rid of that Overlord a little bit quicker, push it away as he is going for that Citadel. Is he going to go for a Templar Archives behind this as well, or is this just going to be for Zealot speed? Now, he did stop after just 1 Corsair, that's quite indicative, meaning he's more than likely going to go for a more ground-based style. And this Dragoon, is it going to get the Overlord before the Lings kill it? He needs to be careful. You can't really afford to lose this Dragoon, it's a big part of your army early on. And this poor Dragoon is going to go down. Oh, I feel sorry for that poor Dragoon. He's going to try and crawl it away. It's crab walking all over the map right now. And I mean, it's staying alive, it is keeping away from the Lings, but there we go. It's trapped in the corner now, and that's all that can be said about that. That's going to go down. Back at home we do have that Spire. Of course we did see some Scourge. We've got another hatchery coming up, so it's going to make it 5 hatcheries for him. 6 hatcheries actually, very, very standard style. You go 6 hatcheries into Hydralisk, but looks like we're going to have Muteless here first of all, and knowing that there isn't actually that much anti-air, this could be very, very bad for Future. He did only have 1 Corsair, I believe it went down. No, there we go, so it's 2 Corsairs against 3 Mutalisks, or 4 Mutalisks now. And this could be a very, very tricky situation for our Protoss player to be in. He has 1 cannon and 2 Corsairs to hold off against Mutalisks, and this could be very dangerous. Of course, he does have his Templar Archives. That's going to be a big, big factor in this. He's going to need an Archon. It's going to be a while before he can get any Storms. Now, the good thing for him is he did move his Zealots out, so he knows the Mutalisks are there. And you should see him immediately adding on another Corsair. There we go. He cannot afford to fall behind in anti-air here. Now, the trouble is, it's going to be a while before he has Storm. He does have High Templar. But Herbie is not Herbmon, it's someone else. I thought it was the same person at first as well, but it's someone different. But here we go, Willian pushing in with all of his Zerglings and his Mutelist. The Mutelist going straight for that High Templar, but the Corsair's getting a lot of damage on 1 Scourge. Does take out one of the Corsairs, which is a huge, huge deal. But these Mutalisks are very, very tightly clumped. Very, very close together. But is Future going to be able to hold on here? This is such a huge, huge moment in the game. There's so many Mutalisks flying above his natural expansion. How on earth is he going to be able to hold on? The cannon's going to go down to Lings. And Willian has broken the front. He doesn't have any ground units anymore. But this is so many Mutalisks. It's going to be so hard until the Archon comes out. That's a great Archon shot. And Archons do a lot of damage to Mutas. These are incredibly clumped up, incredibly low. And if we have a little bit of extra target firing, that Dragoon could have got a couple of things. But as you can see, just so much damage going down on these Mutalisks from just this 1 Archon. But more and more Lings coming in, flooding in from the 3 bases. No 4th base is up yet, but nice. A little bit of micro, but there we go. A huge, huge hit on the Archon, taking down 2 Mutalisks. The Corsair cleaning house, 4 kills for him already. And it looks like Future may be able to hold, but for how long? There's more Mutalisks, more Lings coming in from the bases. Do we have a Hive? He's going into a Hydralisk den now. So it looks like he's trying to transition out of this, but he's thrown away so many units, and Future hasn't lost that many probes. The Archon on 14 kills, a great job by him. This Corsair on 5 kills as well. He barely holds on. And oh, that Corsair is going to go down. That's a bit unfortunate. But he is finally starting to gain position over his ramp outside of his natural again. And the Overlord going to be pushed back into the main. Is he building any more Corsairs? No, he has stopped that for now. But his army is very, very small. This is the problem. Like, he's up in supply. A lot of that is going to be in probes. The drone saturation for Willian is finally getting up there. His natural doesn't have that many drones in. His main's pretty well saturated. That's fine. He's finally going into Hydralisk upgrades. But he's not taken a 4th base yet. He's not even anywhere remotely near to taking a 4th base yet, and this is going to be where Future is slowly going to be able to pull himself back into the game. And I say that even though he's not really behind, because he didn't really lose too much against those Lings, so really, really good job by him. But Zerg is hugely behind at this point. Future looks like he's going to go for a counter-attack. His +1... He's on +2 attack now, actually, and that is going to be doing so much damage against the unupgraded Hydralisks. And any unupgraded Lings as well. Now, it is 6 hatcheries. That is a lot of production. But this is a lot of Protoss. Like, he is going to push in. He's going to be able to get on top. It looks like the MVP Archon is going to be saved. He's going to live another day. But this is a lot of Hydralisks. So I always feel like Future shouldn't push in right now. He should wait for Storm. But that MVP getting away, he's going to go back home. And he is going to be feeling pretty good against himself. Didn't get an extra kill, but didn't go down, so he's got a medal waiting for him when he gets back to Ire. Although I guess maybe this is Ire, so yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm fairly certain this tile set's supposed to be Ire. Either way, another Archon on the top of the ramp. Gonna do what it can. The Hydralisk, though, oh, that's a huge storm, doing a lot of damage to a lot of those Mutalisks. And there we go, the poor MVP Archon goes down back at home. We do have Future going into a robo. He's only at 5 gateways at the moment, I guess 6, if you count the one at the front. He's not adding on additional Stargate, he's adding on no additional tech other than his robo, so he does need to get that before he can get Observers and Reavers. Not sure where he's going to go to do that, but he is adding on this 3rd base. We're finally going to have this 4th base coming up for Willian, but this is very, very late in his EVP. And I mean, this is a very awkward situation. We actually have Overlords with speed. I was wondering if they're going to drop some drones over here. But he does actually have that many drones. He still has a lot of idle lava, actually. I wonder what he's trying to save for. That's a lot of idle lava on his 3 hatcheries. He's adding on his evolution shimmer, getting his Hydralisk in, and adding on +1 Lurker upgrade, and adding on his +1 armor. But I mean, Future is so far ahead in tech. He's on 2 attack. He's just started his +3 attack, but that's going to be 3 attack upgrades ahead of the Zerg player. And I mean, the trouble Willian has is, where does he go from here? Like, it looks like he's finally going to go up to his hive. He does have the 6 hatcheries, I believe. Is that 7 hatcheries still? No, it is still 6 hatcheries, so 7 if you count the 3rd. He's trying to add on some stack defense, but I mean, he's pulled a lot of drones out of the space to go and saturate the other main, but the trouble is you still need to mine